Toot toot, what it do? The N64 was a console that dared to be different. With its unique controller that had 3 prongs, a central analog stick, and C-button control, which basically just gave it 2 D-pads, was a lot different than the Sony PlayStation's controller, which offered 2 dual analog sticks and really became the standard of 3D gaming, and is still something used today. But that didn't mean that the N64 controller didn't offer its own unique and sometimes challenging experience, especially with shooter games. First up, a true fan favorite. Released in 1997, GoldenEye wasn't just a great shooter. It was a landmark achievement in video game storytelling and revolutionized console multiplayer with its addictive split-screen action. The game also perfectly recreates the film released in 1995, except the players could step into the shoes of James Bond and experience the thrill of espionage themselves. Released in 2000, and probably GoldenEye's greatest rival in terms of fans, Perfect Dark offered a very deep story, dynamic gameplay, and intense multiplayer action. Believe it or not, in 1999, South Park also made a splash on the N64 with its own unique and crude take on a first-person shooter. This game was hilarious, and it was done on the Turok 2 Seed of Evil engine, and that really gave it a smooth visual for the time. But on top of that, the multiplayer was amazing. Definitely my favorite game for multiplayer of that time period. But did you know that the fog that blanketed the town was actually the creator's workaround on the limited draw distance of the N64? Sarge's Heroes was a franchise that started in 1999. Inspired by classic Army Men toys, the Sarge's Heroes series was a unique entry in the N64 library. Bringing the classic Army Men toys to life in a vibrant and action-packed world, players took control of Sarge, a brave green plastic soldier as he battled the evil tan army across a variety of environments, like the backyard garden or the bathtub battlefield. This series was known for its quirky humor and surprisingly engaging story. Turok was arguably the most popular shooter franchise on the N64 with 3 fantastic games. Starting with its debut in 1997, based on the popular comic book series, Turok transported players to a world where dinosaurs and futuristic technologies collided. Turok was praised for its impressive graphics, intense action, and expansive levels filled with secrets to discover. Jet Force Gemini, released in 1999, is a true hidden gem that not everybody knows about. With its vibrant world and memorable characters, Jet Force Gemini wasn't just about blasting bugs. It also had a surprising amount of depth with a touching story. The game even included RPG elements, allowing players to upgrade their weapons and abilities for a fun twist. Star Wars Shadows of an Empire, released in 1996, has you take on the role of Dash Rendar, a smuggler and hero of the Rebel Alliance. You'll embark on a thrilling adventure between the events of The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. Shadow of an Empire was also one of the first games to utilize the expansion pack for enhanced graphics. The game's combination of on-foot action and piloting, and even the thrilling speeder bike chase, made it truly an immersive Star Wars experience. Get ready to suit up and unleash some serious firepower, because Armorine's Project Swarm was an N64 shooter that truly delivered the goods. Released in 1999, this game dropped players into a futuristic warzone where giant alien insects threatened to overrun the Earth. Armorines was a visual powerhouse for the time, and personally, it's only second to one other game on the N64 in terms of shooter games, and that game, Body Harvest, originally intended to be a launch title. This game didn't end up getting released until 1998 because Nintendo was concerned about its violent themes and it dropped it, so it had to get a different publisher. But fortunately, it was published and released in 1998, and this game was incredible. It was one of those games that inspired a lot of other games, like Grand Theft Auto, because of this game's open world and focus on vehicles. It was one of those games that clearly changed and revolutionized all games after this one. But yeah, that's what it do. You guys have to check out Body Harvest. It's by far the best shooter on the N64. So if you just got one of those new N64s, make sure you check this one out.